desire, intimacy, love, and of course, lust. A strong sexual desire, or to have strong sexual desire for someone. Right now, we're all currently witnessing the rise of lust and how it's rapidly integrating into our society and culture. Modern day lust comes in many forms, such as soft porn from platforms like Instagram, sexually provocative dance challenges on TikToks, or even in modern day fashion, as people seem to be wearing less and less clothes. And scandals like Balenciaga having children dress up in BDSM gears, or literally just the promiscuous culture that's just around us. Seriously, lust is endorsed all over movies, our music videos, and social media, and basically it's become the very core of what defines our society. And now we must ask ourselves, at what point did we as a society start worshipping lust? How? And most importantly, why? Well, to answer these questions, we must first define the word worship, then prove why massive cultural festivities like mass promiscuity, OnlyFans, and pornography are the deities of our society. Now, let's quickly define the word worship. Worship, the feeling or expression of reverence and adoration for a deity. And if you go even deeper, it can also be a great admiration or devotion shown towards a person or principle, which in our case is lust. Now that we have a decent definition of worship, let's actually look at two main worlds where we experience lust. Firstly, our phones, and secondly, in real life basically. Okay, phones. Now there's obviously many instances where lustful content is promoted on our phones, and well, here's just some of the most common and significant ways. Firstly, Instagram. In late 2024, Meta introduced Instagram Teens account, which essentially is an account with teenage appropriate content, for lack of a better word. And ironically, according to Digital Trends, multiple test accounts were created and all of their feed was just sexualized content. Multiple organizations around the world, such as the Guardian app, filed cases against Instagram for displaying soft pornography to minors, as concerns for the neuroplasticity of teenagers in their adolescence would be awfully affected. Neuroplasticity, for those of you that don't know, is basically the brain's remarkable ability to physically reorganize itself by creating new neural connections throughout life, and this is always determined by our daily habits. Another app that we need to discuss is TikTok. From the sexually provocative dance challenges to hundreds of thousands of users monetizing from this sort of content, and literal teenagers twerking for views, validation, and monetization. My next point about TikTok, and to most of you this may come off as a meme, but no matter what vague words you look up, 9 out of 10 times you will find sexual content in your top recommendation, which is wild if you think about it. At this point, TikTok isn't even hiding its sexual agenda. And then there's X, which is, well, X. An app that's always challenging the boundaries of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and it blurs, if not removes, the line between harmless content and the adult entertainment industry. And whenever one talks about the adult entertainment industry, things get dark. Well, to put this into perspective, I'll be as brief as I can. Netflix has approximately 301.6 million subscribers, and Spotify has 26.3 million subscribers, and they both bring in a total revenue of $54.5 billion, which is a very impressive number. But to no one's surprise, these two platforms both pale in comparison to the approximately $71.95 billion that the adult entertainment industry makes. And when one talks about the adult industry, no one, and I mean absolutely no one, knows exactly what percentage of the industry is legal and illegal. Not the models, not the government, and not even the owners know. All we know is that there have been multiple files launched against the adult entertainment industry from all over the world, which obviously raise concerns about stuff like violation of human rights, featuring of minors, illegal substances, and human trafficking. Studies actually show that victims of human trafficking are more likely to be forced to perform in front of the camera than be used as free labor or selling organs, as the adult industry is just far more profitable. So yes, whilst TikTok trends, YouTube shorts, Twitch streamers, and sports athletes provide us with an abundant amount of entertainment, somewhere on our TV screens and phone screens is a small dark corner that many people are too scared to address. A corner so sinister yet so influential that it is rapidly drowning multiple generations in darkness, subconsciously influencing all of us and makes a hefty amount of profit from all of us. Profits in the form of millions of people monetizing from subtle soft porn, mainstream companies using sexually provocative ads to grab our attention, or OnlyFans models making millions of cash. Whilst the list certainly does go on, let's actually zoom out of our phones this time and let's actually discuss how lust has affected our society in real life. Let me ask you a question. Are you aware of how beautiful life is? And if so, did you take a moment to just appreciate this beautiful phenomenon? You probably didn't, and well, neither did I. But what most of us probably have done today is doom scroll on our phones, do, I don't know, maybe half the tasks we promised ourselves to do, and probably got little to no sleep. This could be for a lot of reasons, but it's most likely because of the hours and hours of mindless content that we've consumed. However, when you consider the subtle subliminal sexual content in the media and our age of promiscuity all around us, then the impact is much bigger. The continuous lust on our phones and lustful culture all around us has affected the way we communicate and interact with each other. It has affected how we perceive the world and our ability to relate with each other. Love and compassion have been replaced by this subtle harmony of narcissism and hedonism, which, for those of you who don't know, hedonism is the pursuit of sensual self-indulgence. Hedonism and narcissism aren't just around us, but they are also present in our relationships and have affected our ability to be present. Thus, why we struggle being present during our normal day-to-day conversations and during important moments in our lives. I mean, just look around you. Our society literally glorifies cheating, and gaslighting people is now considered as edgy and cool. Leading people on and hurting people's feelings is the new norm. I mean, listen to this. Checking up on people, being nice, showing that you care, responding fast, and expressing gratitude and love towards someone is now considered desperate and weak. Showing up for people when they need you often goes unnoticed. Strictly speaking, our grandparents lived in a time where being sincere was the norm, and traveling insane distances and meeting in the rain was just standard procedure, and cheating was basically taboo. And our society went from that time period to whatever you want to call this.
But then as they was pissing on me, they was getting hard again. So they actually ended up just pissing inside of me. So it was like a public toilet.
I am your #1 OF subscriber.
Oh, it's nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Oh, you have soft hands.
Thanks.
Finally, I got to touch them.
How do you feel being sandwiched between your husband and your boyfriend?
Honestly, I did not think I was going to love it this much.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
So why? Why are so many generations in our society obsessed with lust? Why are adult industries making more profits than most industries? Why are more and more people becoming victims of this industry? And why are sexual acts getting more and more extreme as time goes by? And well, to be blunt, the reason why our society is so obsessed with lust is simply because
you look lonely. I can fix that.
yes, our society is lonely, and most of us are somewhat suffering from loneliness. Loneliness, the quality of being unfrequented and remote isolation, a state of solitude or being alone. Nowadays, people go out and club hard, binge series all day, listen to music all day, maybe even consume harmful substances and call it being alive or fun. But what if that's not something that we necessarily need? I believe that what we actually need is something that we've been neglecting and belittling. What we really need is a simple hug. Well, not just a hug, but real and authentic intimacy. Verbally connecting and bonding with someone. Eye contact. Basically, subtle things that sometimes make us feel that we aren't invisible. Spending time with people who actually need us and appreciate us. Because let's be honest, hugs are really nice, warm, and make all of us feel like we belong. They make us feel at home. However, this form of intimacy has been replaced by Instagram likes, online validation, and quick, easy dopamine spikes, and pornography. And these elements have actually twisted and perversed genuine intimacy. Beautiful aspects of humanity such as warm hugs, deep conversations, eye contact, and love have somehow been misinterpreted as excessive sex and pornography. Now, I'm obviously not here to shame or throw shade at people that live a life of promiscuity and online validation and stuff. However, I am here to challenge all of you by ending off this video with just one more question. What if the cure to society's loneliness is literally just one imperfect significant other? By now, we all know how social media sells us this false illusion of perfection, and despite this, we still foolishly seek this perfect life in our relationships. And I think that's where we get it wrong. Here's why. Us human beings are builders. We bring life to dead ideas, and we bridge the dimensions between reality and imagination. And this has always been displayed throughout our entire human history. And these traits have always made us feel fulfilled and help us appreciate the beauty of life. And it's these exact same traits that we can get from building with just one imperfect partner. I'm sure that we all remember that once upon a time, there was absolutely nothing wrong with dating someone based off compatibility, a little bit of looks, how much effort they put in, and yes, a little bit of personality too. And stuff like height, money, popularity, or body count weren't really as important. And by accepting these as our dating standards, relationships weren't as superficial as they are right now. And people actually appreciated each other for who they really were. And dating was really wholesome, I can't lie. Obviously, saying stuff like this in 2025 is straight up outrageous, I know, but still, it's still the truth. Our society is obsessed with lust because we foolishly assume that obsessive sex and sexual endorsement from the media can actually fill up the hole in our hearts. Holes that were actually meant to be filled by just one significant other. Now, I'm obviously not here to tell you what to do. However, at the very least, just think about what I said. If you stayed through till the end of this video, then I want to thank you all so much. And if you really liked what you saw, then please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. And I hope to see you in my next video. Take care and goodbye.